Welcome back, guys, to Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. I am NCS, but who cares? Mr. Wright's not here today? He's not involved in this. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yeah, he smiled when he said he'd be fine, as long as you're there, Trucy. Yeah, fine. We'll be fine. Here comes Justice. He's forcing it. I started my voice training at 5 this morning. Ooh, do some now. I want to see. We're here. In front of these police officers. My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm fine! That was horrible. I was horrible, not him. That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. You know what it sounds like to me? Shoot. I thought I had a fart, but I guess not. I'm fine, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Well, you. Good morning, Mr. I Did It. Hit me with the guilty verdict, G. See if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Not really. Walker, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. My worst horrors realized. The trial's starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. You may never, Apollo, you may never. But you know what the good news is? You may never need to. Just wait till he gets on the witness stand. Oh no, he's here. Walkie-talkie. How's the judge say that with a straight face? Ready to rock and roll, her judge. Hair judge. It's him. The guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor? It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Do it. Do it, Clavier. You know you want to. Long time no see. Prosecutor Gavin, were you taking a leave of absence? You know that little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got popular. Hard to say Nien to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, yeah? I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. That 3rd hit of yours, you know, the drums on that, I wasn't feeling it. But I feared that you might still be distraught over that one trial. Not to worry, Herr Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts. How can I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? What? Duh, your brother, Gavin. Oh, of course. You calling me a little boy? It was worth canceling a show or two. Sure, I'll get some angry letters from the fans, probably get some death threats, but you know what? It's no worse than what, Okay. Before that, I was thinking. Is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law, mister. That's no way to get the crowd jumping, Air Judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. Octoon, baby! Today we played my way. Are you serious? Coming out with a U2 reference right out the box. Sometimes you have to get on up in order to get down to prosecuting. The victim, Pal Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. The scene, People Park, he was found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand? Good question. Oh. Alright. What do you mean undeniable? That's just a word. If you are to glare at anyone, Air Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see. Man, this music is outrageous. Please admit this witness to the court. Not yet. Oh my god. This dude is amazing already. First, there is a little matter to be cleaned up. I swear I could see the guitar for a second. What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? The motive, Herr Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic? You're speculating. The defendant doesn't even have to open his mouth. That's in the Constitution. But what if the defendant specifically requests to do so? As he did this morning. I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said. How in the world? I always say that on stage. You should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds like it got you good, huh, Polly? Shut up. It's highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So, you, son, are the defendant. Walkie, are you? I ain't your son, old man. You step into a Kentucky, you best be prepared to step strong. You step to a public official, you'd best be prepared to step into jail. But that's what he wants. It's not his guts I'm worried about, it's his butt! Well then, this is the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motive from the defendant himself. Oh boy, here we go. Tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my OP something bad. My operation. Then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in and get another doc to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying? Yeah? Okay. A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street, true dat. I'll tell you one thing, that doc was whack. Very well. What am I even cross-examining here? Ugh. Well, he wouldn't tell me, now he's told somebody. It's not like having more time to think about it really changes anything. Alright, let's see. First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Who asked you, pointy locks? Just who do you think you are? Your lawyer. Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker, plain and simple. Someone had to show him what's what. I don't think we need that. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my office something bad. What happened? I had what you might call a mark of honor. Yeah. We had a little run-in with the Rivals family. I'm just gonna say rivals, not rivales or whatever. That's when I pulled a jack move. Ran into an ambush. G busted a cap right in me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. And ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time, by yourself. Hey, I was more than a match for those guys. Oh, no. He was shot in the heart. And you're to blame. I can catch bullets between my teeth, but I never learned how to catch them with my heart. The bullet stopped just short of my thumper, you know what I'm saying? I would have been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. So as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. Yo, fuck you, Holmes! Just then he lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So what happened there? Like, he just said... He didn't, like, say he couldn't do it and just tell you whether the bullet was even still in there? Yeah, whack means bad. Dope means good. Sounds as though Herr Doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar, straight up. He's a badder G than me. So I gotta go in and get another doc to patch me up again. Right away? Like... So the bullet is still... You know it! I can still feel it! Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles. Okay, Bon Jovi. Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, J-Man. We're no accident, that's faux shizzle. This dude. Oh my gosh. Man, putting it down was like doing the world a favor. Oh, no. Straight back. But why did this mistake only come to light that day? It was found during the family health checkup. Wait a second. I thought you went straight to the next doctor, like you knew right away. Taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away, bizoy. Did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. Huh. Not unless it could have saved your life. Okay, what? Wait a minute. Oh no. Well, how ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. You're almost as careless as he was. Oh no. Whoa. I feel like I'm on a river and it's just flowing and I am powerless to stop where it's going. Started. It sounds like he's, well, I mean... What the hell? What is that? Oh dear. Did you just graduate? My name is Wesley Stickler. Okay. Oh, nice shutting of the book there. Whoa, what? However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to this notion of occupation, and once we have accepted this reality, we see that our confusion is not guessed out per se, but derives from the vagueness inherent in all representations of thought. By which he means to say that he is a student. A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. A junior at IU. Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth. Honing my... Yes, please do. He's closing the books, baby. You ask, quite simplistically, to understand that Homo sapiens possess two eyes, each of these designed to receive and interpret data, sending images in the form of signals to the... Okay. Thank God. Wouldn't it be great if we had to testify, like if we had to cross-examine somebody who kept talking by themselves? Or we had to just time our, presses to the statements. That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping when I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand, he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot! The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Square in the forehead, you say. Was there anyone else in the park at that time? I can say with 100% accuracy, which is better than 5, by the way, that there was not. The pistol our witness refers to is this. So much evidence! Oh my god! Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine and eliminate this yourself. Why are you staring like that at the witness? That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before. Seen him somewhere. Doesn't look familiar. Anyway, whatever. That was weird. Well, if she's seen him somewhere, then I don't know. That night I passed through the park on my way home from shopping. Grocery shopping? Video game shopping? Oh, fascinating inquiry, revealing me culpable of being insufficiently verbose. Let us consider the time saved by passing through the park on the way home from the store. In that time, I'm capable of solving 2 GMAT problem sets. On average, it requires me 3 minutes 24 seconds. Ergo, the time to complete 2 is on average 6 minutes, however, in the case that the questions are in the verbal category. Admittedly not That's enough. Enough, I get the idea. He's taking a shortcut. Alright. You have a recording booked. Yeah. You got a show to perform. Sorry you're all so busy. Jeez. I don't know whether this guy's a preacher or a valedictorian. Okay, one man pulling a stand, another man facing him. That seems pretty much right. Were these men talking by any chance? Good question. Now that you mention it, they were, though I cannot claim I heard them clearly. Only fragments, such as, "You lied to me!" Oh, and, "I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, pal." But he didn't shoot him in the heart. He shot him in the forehead. Are we adding this to the testimony? What? Might I be allowed to amend my testimony? Already? You've said 2 words and... to be precise, he did not say pal, but man. Yes, that was the way of it. I swear it on my diploma. Well, in that case, I have to believe you. And this other man, who was he? This one quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. Are we ready for this yet? I don't think so. Alright, let's just do it. Alright. How can you be so sure it was the defendant? The crime took place at night. It would have been too dark. There are things called street lights. They put light out on the road so the passers-by may be able to... Perhaps I was remiss in not mentioning this. You see, in class, I always sit in the very backmost seat. Do you know why? Because I'm far-sighted? Because I do not wish anyone to copy my perfect notes. And this relates to your testimony. How? I mention this to illustrate my predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say, yet there are lights in the park. If I say the defendant was in the park that night, then he was in the park that night. It is a hard, immutable fact. Well... yeah, I suppose he does. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Details. We need details. Are you sure the pistol you saw is the same as the one just submitted as evidence? Am I sure? There's no way you can know that. Or so a common witness would be tempted to say. He's not sure. Because you have to get the ballistics to know for sure. I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. First, we must consider the fact that it was night, my field of vision due to insufficient levels of illumination. Consider the pistol, let us call it Object A, was indeed shrouded. It becomes difficult to say with certainty that Object A was indeed Object A. My badge for a normal witness. I don't know, I kinda like this guy. Yeah, the fact that a pistol is fired before my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon. A shot. The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. This is where the problem is here. Are you absolutely certain only one shot was fired? He had good aim. Why do you ask? Any more than that? Oh. Oh, I didn't even see that. Maybe he missed the first time? Oh, okay, yeah, I suppose. Alright. During perhaps another altercation. Yeah, he does. Yeah, probably. He seems pretty confident. We always make the biggest mistakes when we're our most confident. Don't say that. He's got a weak point somewhere, Paulo. Find it. Sure. Oh, that was it then. Okay, well, I know what it is. I think. I don't want to be too confident, though, you know, because, like they say, square in the forehead. Now, where... Well, the thing is, that was testimony, though. I don't have testimony in here. Let me just look at, Well, actually, I have this. Walk you talking about on your heart. I mean, I don't know what that really means. He said he was going to give the guy a taste of his own medicine. And they even said, straight out, that would mean shooting him in the heart, but that's not what... That's obviously not what happened. Let me see what else we got here, because I haven't really looked at this. The victim died pulling it. Oh, wow. You can look at this thing, too. From all sides and angles. Wish we could open the curtain. Is there anything I can examine on this? Not really. Wait, no, there's something here. Look at this, Apollo. Mr. Eldoon spelled his name backwards on this side. Oh, I think that says noodle. Yeah. Oh, I get it. So the name of the store is the same whether you read it forward or backwards. Now the store called Team Meat. That works. No, I think... Wait a minute. Oh, okay. No, she switched the letters in both words. Anyway. Never mind. Alright, so... We looked at the... We looked at everything here. Okay. Whatever, I just wanted to make sure. The knife, we've seen, basically. Weapon fell left at the crime scene. 2 rounds were fired. Fingerprints were wiped. Okay. Oh, here we go. Alright. Damage to brain resulting from bullet wound. Entry point. Right temple. Huh. That's a bigger contradiction than all that heart get back at him speculation. Whew. If that's all of it, I think I have a chance. Is that you relaxing, I see, Justice? Oh! Objection! So, once is quite enough, Mr. Justice. No, one good objection deserves another. Look at this. No, no problem at all. The problem was the testimony, man. The location. You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not? Oh, I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It is quite simple. First, understand that when I say square, I speak not of geometrical absolute. What I mean by this? For example, the deflection of a meter is blah blah, the wavelength of light emitted by a krypton particle, as we all know. In addition, it's a well-known fact that krypton particles are rare and invisible to the naked eye, which points to a basic fallacy in your line of reasoning, namely that what? I had something there, though. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple. Temple? Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction, isn't it? It is, right? Finally. Nope. Justice. Oh, justice. Your tactics are outdated. Trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright, was it? What do you know about that? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony. His eyes have bed bugs! Hey, forehead! Forehead? Let us imagine you are walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do? Well, I guess I'd run the other way. Try and stop them. Probably shout stop. And you, frowning. Me? Well, I'd probably scream, eek! And you, Stickler. What did you shout, I wonder? Oh, boy. Oh, I get it. So that, like, if he said that, the victim turned his head and then the shot happened. Yeah. Turned his head because he said something. Oh, no. Okay. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease this at once, you two! I cried with composure. Oh. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer defendant appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. So you attempted to stop the crime. Indeed, with composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that. That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Sure, let's consider it. Observe the diagram if you would. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it, stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please!" or something of this nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. Then the shot happened into his right temple. As we can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple as in the report. Yeah, I get that. That does seem to be the case. Witness the power of a junior in Ivy University's Department of Science. Very well, Dr. Calculatus. Find it. I made that reference earlier, but I didn't do the first part, so I'll not do the second part this time. Okay, as soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Didn't you say he already had the pistol raised when you got there? But it's too late now. Cease this at once, you two, I cried with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and the shot rang out, whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to be completely. Okay, let me see something here, because I think this is probably weapon left at the crime scene. Fingerprints were wiped. Would he have had time to wipe the fingerprints if he just threw it aside after doing what he did? Because I'm sure the detectives wouldn't have wiped the fingerprints. I'm gonna try it. Wait a second! Tisk tisk. Another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second, you say? A second? Are we intended to wait just that? A single second? 1/60th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes 35 seconds. Yes, Your Honor. Am I to understand you are objecting to the length of a second? I cut off the judge! No. Alright. A common ploy, made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints. But you said the killer tossed the gun and ran! Yup. There you go. Whoa, now we're getting somewhere. Ho ho. You break fast, sir. You break fast. A lot faster than this guy's brother did. The little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there. I'm not little. Then let's think like adults, shall we? What? That's what she was doing. What if the killer of the defendant was wearing gloves? Great, we're gonna bring gloves into it now? Gotta admit, didn't think of that. I mean, they say the fingerprints were wiped, as though there were definitely fingerprints, right? So, like, there wouldn't be any need to wipe fingerprints if there weren't any fingerprints there to begin with, right? I guess. Could the killer have been wearing gloves? Do we have any pictures? Oh, the knife. The knife definitely has prints on it, though. And it was left there. I'm betting this is it, even though I don't see why that matters, because... well, it has to matter. Well, see, the fingerprints could have been left on it at any point before he went out there with it, and then he put gloves on afterwards. You know what? I don't care, though. Pretty sure that's going to be... no, wait. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol, or his butt. So, that may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, the toilet.
The toilet.
He threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. Are you calling me forehead? That's weird. Okay. Let's see that voice training. Yeah, no kidding. Get that snoot. Anyway. You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. Oh! When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Walkie drop a murderous weapon. And that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Walkie threw away. Damn, what? He's just confused because a pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Well, it can be said that I'm quite offended. While it is indeed true that once on my youth I seized my teacher posed on Blackboard for all see, that appellation for my beautiful in my name. What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this? Yes. 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 Oh, let's wait. This is easy. Oh my gosh. Gavin. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? The way you hold your knife. Is that a sword? I saw one of those on the late night movie last night. A sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. That's not good, though. We're defending this guy. Now we're implicating him. Well, one, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Oh, forehead. You're forgetting two other things you've just proven. Which are... one, that the man the witness saw was the defendant. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim. I don't see how the knife even matters. We know he was killed by a gunshot. Unless a third person shot him. Which, if we're to assume that Walkie is innocent, then that would have to be the case, wouldn't it? Unless he killed himself. I mean, that's a way to... that is, a lot of times, if you're going to kill yourself with a gun, that's where you put it. The right temple. Or in your mouth. This is not a good thing to talk about. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please. This guy is so weird. Why did she say she's seen him before? She didn't go to school with him, right? It is always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming. Yes, that's what I said. Assuming. As if that were a probable solution at all. Situation at all. Dude, that's a good point. Yet here you are assuming that my assumption is no better. What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. From shot to call. So you're the one who called the police, then? Could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Alright. Why didn't you chase the killer? Because I'm not out of shape, as you can see, but my legs are shitty. Testimony doesn't prove anything, anywhere, at any time. But if it's all you have to go on, I guess, you know... I love his little emblem on his necklace thing, the letter G for Gavin. Yeah, I guess so. Well, quick it's not gonna be, because I didn't see anything there, but let's just look at it again. I cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Okay, let's gonna start there. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? Same thing. It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. A proof in 3 parts. Exquisite, simply exquisite! Wow. Dang, dude. I remember proofs. Doing proofs in algebra. I thought they were fun, actually. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, you saw no one else. So you basically just waited there. I get the feeling this 10 minutes is gonna be... Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? Yeah, I smoked a cigarette. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. I was on guard. Is that all? No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say I saw nothing. It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be a few people around in the park. Or there would be few people around in the park. So he just stood there watching. Not much to go on there. Trucy, if you got something to say, by all means say it. This witness is way too self-assured. There's gotta be a weakness somewhere in this testimony. Alright, let me try the first 2. Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kentucky mansion. Achtung. That means careful, by the way, just so you know. Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. Yeah. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Well, I would hope not. I don't think you even need to point that out. Are you speaking from experience here? Cool answer, very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. Okay, I just had to press all 4 of them, apparently. Maybe it's time to back off a bit? I feel like the answer is no. I feel like if I say yes, it's just going to dump me back where I was, and... No, let's not. What's it gonna do, penalize me? The defense still has some questions that demand answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, prosecutor. Let him play attorney till he's satisfied, I say. I will amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head. Alright. I like that he's not doing the guitar thing like every other second, because that would get old really quick. Okay. Oh, so by saying no and continuing on, that is what dumped me back into where I was before. Okay, this cell phone thing. What is the cell phone we found by the car here? Found it. I don't know whose it is, though. I don't know if it would be his. It's the same color as this tassel, but what does that even mean? No, that's not going to be it. Check 14th after 10 p.m. Going to the right temple. This is the map. Wait, let me look at this for a second. Okay, so if he ran the other way, can I like move this around? No. Oh yeah, I guess I can. Okay. So the guy who stole the wagon would have come down this way with it. And then I guess... Well, yeah, I guess that does make sense. Then he would have seen him from the right, ran away from the house. Okay. Well, there's not much I can do with that. Back again. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume the panties have nothing to do with this. Or the bowl. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna press one of these. Try to get back to that thing again. Maybe there isn't anything left to unravel in this testimony after all. I think that's where it would have taken me if I would have said to back off. So apparently I was supposed to back off. Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's do it. There isn't, actually. There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves, which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. He's not going to get mad at him for saying that? Jeez. It seems we've come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be all. It's not, don't worry. This is a video game, after all. I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant. What? No, no, no. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Who's here? Oh, what? What, dude? Oh my gosh. What is the meaning of this? Who are you? There'll be no verdict in this court, not yet. The Katakis, you mean the notorious gangsters? If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. This court will not bow to pressure from the dude. You're right. Seriously, dude. Recess, 20 minutes, or I promise you, you'll regret it. Wait! How did he disappear so fast? Did he use one of those... Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo? I suppose I have no choice. You suppose? You definitely have no choice. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man. How'd you even let that dude in? To be continued? That was fast! Oh my gosh! We're not gonna have a short episode here, are we? I mean, we might have to, but... Well, you know what? I'll figure that out when I do the next recording session. So I might just tack some of that onto this one or something. Oh man, what a cliffhanger though. What a cliffhanger, guys. Holy mackerel. Alright. It's gonna be a cliffhanger for me too, because I gotta stop here. It's getting way too late. Alright. Next time on Apollo Justice, we see... We probably won't see who this person is. But we gotta try and settle him down or something. Anyway, see you guys later.